the next thing is that, so the question is, what are the Apex programming elements? What are the Apex programming elements? That means, so if you are writing the program, Apex program, what are the different elements available? If you are writing the program, what are the different elements available? So what are the Apex programming elements? People say Apex programming elements are Apex core concepts. Apex core concepts. This is the first thing we need to understand. So if at all you want to write an Apex program, what are the different elements available? What are the different concepts available? That is what we need to understand. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, so if you see here, even though if you write a C program, if you write a Java program, if you write a .NET program, so in those programming languages also, whatever I am going to say, those will be available. But anyway, here also we need to study once. So let me show you what are the steps. So in the Apex, what you do? You write the program. In Apex, what we do? We write the program. So assume that this is a program. A program consists of what? A program consists of what? Program consists of, let's say I am writing a C program like this. So main, okay, int A, okay, CLR SCR, printf enter name, scanner, percentage D, address of A, okay, so something, get CH, like this I have written. So this is the C program. So therefore, in Apex also we have a program. Inside the program, what we have? If you look at here, inside this program, what we have? We have something called int A semicolon. So I already said this is nothing but the statement. This is nothing but the statement. This is nothing but the statement. So therefore, if we take a program consists of statements. Program consists of statements. Okay, so inside the program we have statements. Next, inside the statements, what do we have? Inside the program, what do we have? So let's say I am writing like this. Int A, okay, CLR SCR, printf something. So if you look at here, these are called tokens. Int A. Int is one kind of token, that's called a keyword, and A is called what? Variable. So therefore, it's a token, it's a token. So therefore, inside the statements, we will be having tokens. Inside the statements, we will be having tokens. Inside the statements, we will be having tokens. So these are common in most of the languages. So please pay attention if you are not previously. So inside the statements we will be having tokens. Fine. Now if you look at here, I said this is called a token, this is called token, like that we have tokens. Now what are the different tokens available? What are the different tokens available? These are the different tokens available in the programming languages. These are the different tokens available in the programming languages. There will be five different kind of tokens. There will be 5 different kinds of tokens. So the first thing is that identifiers. The first thing is that identifiers. We need to understand all these things now. The first thing is that identifiers. The second thing is that keywords. Identifiers, keywords. Next thing is that operators. Operators. We need to understand all these things now. And next thing is that constants. Next thing is that strings. Next thing is that strings. So these are all the different elements available in the Apex program. So if you look at here, the question is, what are the core elements of Apex? What are the different elements in the Apex program? So if you look at here, there will be a program. Inside the program, there will be statements. Inside the statements, we'll be having tokens. There are 5 different tokens: identifiers, keywords, operators, constants, and strings. So these are the different Apex core elements. Along with this, we also have okay. So note. So this is the important one. So these above whatever I discussed or whatever I mentioned, those are common in most of the programming languages. So that means program will be there, inside the program statement will be there, inside the statements tokens will be there. And the identifier, keywords, operators, constants, strings, these are also will be there in most of the programming languages. So along with this, what else Apex is having extra? Along with this, what else Apex is having extra? So Apex programming also contains SOQL. I'll discuss all these things in coming days. SOQL. Along with this, Apex will have SOQL, then variable declarations, control statements, arrays, then data in bracket DML operations. DML operations are nothing but insert or update or dash. Okay, so if you look at here, see the question again. What are the different 4 elements of Apex, or what are the Apex programming elements? So these are the different steps: program, tokens, all these things. Along with that, we also have SOQL. We'll discuss in coming days. Variable declaration, control statements, arrays, DML operations. These are the different steps we need to study now. Okay. These are the 4 elements of Apex. Fine. Now, if you look at here, what is the first thing we need to understand? Identifiers. So therefore, the question is, explain identifiers. What is the identifier? Anyone? What is the identifier? Anyone? Supri, Shiva, Varsha. What is the identifier? Because this is not the first time you are hearing about this word. What is the identifier? These are some beautiful core concepts which you need to aware of. What is the identifier? You might be using this word for quite a amount of time. So what is the identifier? So Preet, Shiva. Okay, now let me say name used in program is called identifier. Name used in program is called identifier. That means any name if you use, then it is called identifier. Now, if you look at here, so name used in program is called identifier. Any name. So what are the different names available? So if you see here, any name like class name, method name, variable name, dash dash dash. Any name used in program is called identifier. Any name used in the program is called identifier. Now, if you look at here, now look at this. I am writing a program like this. Please try to understand. Class Chenna. I am writing a program like this. Then into ABC is equal to, let's say 150. Now I am closing this. Now tell me here how many identifiers are there, how many variables are there. Here how many identifiers are there, how many variables are there. Please fast. I have written a class Chenna into ABC. Into ABC is equal to 150. So therefore, how many identifiers are there and how many variables are there?
2 identifiers and 1 variable.
Absolutely. So if you look at here, so here identifiers is equal to 2. So what are the 2? I said class name can be identifier, okay, variable name can be identifier. So therefore 2. Okay. But variables is equal to 1. Therefore, what is that 1? ABC. Now, can you write the relationship between identifiers and variable? If you look at here, this is a variable, and this is also identifier. This is a identifier, but not a variable. Now, what is the relationship between those two?
Subset.
Absolutely. So therefore, all, can I say like this? All variable names are identifiers, but identifiers may or may not variable. So do you understand this relationship? If you look at here, all identifiers. So if I say all variables, so if it is any variable, that is identifier. But if it is an identifier, may or may not be a variable. So here, this is identifier, but that's not a variable. Here, this is an identifier, that is a variable. So therefore, identifiers may or may not be variables. But if it is a variable, then by default it is identifier. If it is a variable, then by default it is an identifier. That's what the relationship is. That's what the relationship is. Okay. So next thing is that how to write our variables and expressions. Variables and the expressions. So how to write the variables and the expressions in Apex programming. Variables and the expressions. How to write this? So if you see the syntax, you need to write the data type, then variable name, then is equal to value is write, and the semicolon is mandatory. Example. So there will be a data type integer. So if you look at here in the syntax, I said a data type, then followed by variable name, then followed by value. Followed by value. So therefore there are so many data types in the Apex. So one of the data types is integer A. Or you can also say integer A is equal to owner correct. So this is how you can write the variables of expression. Now, plenty of the expressions, but this is one of the ways. You can write plenty of the expressions, but this is one of the ways. If you go for unit, please. Can you unmute Arthur? Okay, thank you. So if you look at here, data types. So we have plenty of data types in Apex. We'll study now. Then variable name. I said value. Value is optional. That's why we are putting in the bracket. So in the syntaxes, wherever you see like this, something in the brackets, then that means that it is optional. Fine. So if you look at here, I just written integer a, and I have written one more way, integer a is equal to 10. What is the difference between these two? What is the difference between these two? So if you look at here, I did not assign a value to variable. I assigned the value to variable. So therefore, this is called declaration. This is called declaration. This is called initialization. So if anyone is asking what question, what is the difference between declaration and initialization? If anyone is asking a question, what is the difference between declaration and initialization? Declaration is nothing but integer a. Initialization is nothing but declaring a variable and putting a value into it. So the second one is nothing but initialization. The first one is nothing but declaration. So what is the difference between declaration and initialization? Int a is called declaration. That will not have value assigned. Int a is equal to 100 or 150. That is called initialization. So initialization is nothing but declaration plus assigning some value to it. Assigning some value to it. Okay. So this is how we can write the expression, and this is how we can create the variables. So in the Apex program, if you want to create the variables, this is the syntax. This is the syntax. Now, next thing is the explain statements. So what are the different statements available in the Apex? What are the different statements available in the Apex? If you look at here, as per the core elements, identifiers are discussed. Now we are discussing about the statements. So what are the different statements available? So if you see here, there will be assignment statements. There will be assignment statements. There will be assignment statements. So if you look at here, this is a initialization, and this is also called a statement. This is a initialization, and this is also called a statement. So this is called assignment statement. That is called as assignment statement. Because of the reason is I am assigning some value. So these kind of statements are possible. So what are the different statements available? So the first thing is that assignment statement. This is the example for assignment statement. Next thing is that conditional statement. Conditional statement. What are the conditional statements? If else. We'll discuss in coming. Next is loops. We also have loops in the Apex. So what are the different loops available? Do while loop, while loop, and for loop. So there will be one more thing called for each. We'll discuss that one. Okay. So then DML statements are there. DML statements, data manipulation language. DML statements will be there. Next thing, blocking statements will be there. Next thing, method invoking statements will be there. These are all the different stuff we need to learn. Method invoking. Next, the transactional statements. Transactional control statements. Next is exception handling. These are the different categories of statements available in Apex. These are the different categories of statements available in Apex. So if anyone asks you, can you discuss or can you explain different statements available in the Apex? You need to tell assignment statements, conditional statements, loops, DML, logging, transactional, method, and exceptionally, and so on so. But these are the major steps. And so on so. But these are the major steps. Okay. So we'll discuss loops, conditional statements, logging statements, method invoking, all these things in coming days. But on a high level, you need to remember those. So next thing is that. So what are the collections? What are the collections available? What are the collection data types available? What are the collection data types? So Apex is having 3 collection data types. What are the collection data types? You need to start remembering because it might be new. If it is new, start remembering. Apex is having 3 collection data types. The first one is list. Apex is having 3 collection data types. First one is list. List is nothing but like arrays. Second one is maps. Third one is sets. These are the 3 collection data types available in the Apex. These are the 3 collection data types available in the Apex. Even Java also we have. Even .NET also we have. Okay. So we'll understand what is a list, when to use list, when to use map, when to use set, all these things after 10 minutes. But for time being, you will remember like this. Okay, for time being, you will remember like this. Okay, the next thing is that what are the different data types? So if you see here, I said that collection data types. Above are the collection data types. Then what are the overall data types available? What are the explain data types? Explain Apex data types. So what are the different data types available? So the first thing is that primitive data types. The first thing is that primitive data types. So what is the meaning of primitive data types? Primitive data types are nothing but the basic data types. What are the primitive data types available in the Apex? We have plenty of the primitive data types. The first thing is that Boolean. Second thing is that date. Next is ID. There is something called ID. Next is integer, Boolean, date. There is ID. There is integer. There is long. There is string. There is time. Okay, there is double. Like that, these are the primitive data types. So if you look at here, what are the primitive data types? Boolean, date, ID, integer, long, string, time, double. These are the primitive data types. Do you want me to explain about this? Because these are all the primitive data types. That means most of the languages are having this. Do you want me to explain this? So when to use Boolean, when to use date, when to use ID, when to use integer, when to use long. Do you want me to discuss all those things? I need a response from you guys.
No, not required enough.
Okay, great. So let me give some conclusions which are, which you need to remember so that we can close this one quickly. So Boolean, you know very well, it is going to allow true false values. Please remember this, in Apex, along with this true false, it will also allow null value. I am just giving conclusions which you need to remember, which are important, or which is unique in the Apex. Okay, so I am just giving the conclusions which are unique in the Apex. Boolean allows what? True, false and also null. If you remember this, that is fine for us. So in the Java somewhere else, it allows true false only. Null is not allowed. But in the Apex, null is also allowed. So therefore, if I take a variable of type Boolean, Boolean X, then I can store true, false or null. True, false or null. That's fine. There will be one more thing called block. B-L-O-G, block data type. So what is the meaning of block? Or when to use block? Block, B-L-O-G. It is a collection of binary data. Binary data used to store single object or single object. That means what? Let's say you have a photo. And you want to store in the database. You have a photo, that means it is a image or PNG or whatever it may be, then you want to store in the database. Then you are going to use the data called a block. So that's what, collection of binary data used to store single object. So that's about the block. Then there will be something called double. We have something called double. So if we see the range, what is the range of double? What is the range of values we can store in the double? What are the range of values we can store in the double? What are the range of values we can store in the double? So double is the 64-bit. So 64-bit. I don't want to spend on the time. What is this 64? How this range comes and all? Because it's going to take minimum 2 days for me to explain these ranges. So double, that means what? If you take a variable of type double x, so it is good, this x is going to take how much memory? 64 bits. 64 bits means what? 8 bytes. So therefore range will be 2 power, I don't know how to write. 2 power minus 63. How do I write? Or minus, range will be minus 2 power 63 to 2 power 63 minus 1. This is the range. So this will be go as its superset. Subscript. Let me apply style for that. There is subscript superscript. Format. Where is the format? Styling. Not styling. Translating. There will be something called subscript and superscript. Insert.
Otherwise,
It's good for
yeah, you can use the caret symbol, the shift 6.
it is simple for me here. 2 power 63 I need, right? So 2 power 63 or minus 2 power 63. I can make it 2 here. Minus 2 power 63 to 2 power 63 minus 1. This is what I need. So therefore, there will be something called subscript and superscript. You can search in the MS code. I'm not responsible for that. 63. Okay, now what this? So like that you can bring 2 power 63. So this is what the range. So minus 2 power 63 to 2 power 63 minus 1. So if you have any questions on how to get this range and all, then we need to discuss separately because it is going to take minimum 1 hour for me to explain. So this is what the range is. Okay, so that's about. That is about double. So the next thing is that there is a ID. There is a ID. ID is a data type. It is a new one in the Apex. So if you look at here, I already shown in the Salesforce. If you look at here, go to the sales accounts object. Go to the account object. So if you look at the account object, there will be something called ID. Go here. So look at this. This is called ID. That is called ID. Next, if you go to any record, you will see ID. This is called ID. So therefore, if you want to see, if you want to programmatically access this record, then this ID is required. This ID is required. So therefore, ID is a 18 number. So length. ID is always 18 number length. Any valid 18 char or it is 18 length char. It is 18 char length. Please remember this. If anyone asks a question, what is the ID length? How many characters will be there max? So 18 characters will be there. So it is a 18 length character used in used for record identity. Used for record identifier. Used for record identifier. Now, if you look at here, let's say ID is equal to ID is equal to, I am writing like this, ID is equal to ID or my ID. One point you need to understand here. Then I am entering something like 00300. So let me write something. So how many characters? AG1, 2, 3, XY, 1, 2, 3. So how many characters? 3, 5, 8, 10, 12, 14 and 15. So if you look at here, ID is here 15 only. So that means what? If you set ID with 15 chars, then Apex automatically adds or converts into 18 chars. Apex automatically converts into 18 chars. That means what? It adds zeros before. So that's what the conclusion we need to understand. Please see the point here. If you look at the point here, can you unmute others? Can you unmute others? Yeah, thank you. So if you look at the ID, So ideally I said it is always 18 char length. If at all you are having 15 chars, then what happens? Nothing is going to happen. If you are adding 15 chars, then internally it will take 18 chars. That means it is going to add 3 zeros automatically. That means it is going to add 3 zeros automatically. That's what the meaning. Then there is one more data type called integer. Integer. So if you look at the double is 64-bit, but it is 32 bits. It is 32 bits, and the range, you can visualize the range. So it's a 2 power minus 31 to 2 power minus 2 power 31 to 2 power 31 minus 1. So do you want me to write, or range do you want me to write? So it will be 2 power 31. Two power minus 31 to 2 power 31 minus 1. This is the range. This is the range of integer. And the range is equal to this much. So that's about the integer. Next thing is that we have something called long. Long is equal to again 64-bit. And range is equal to, long is equal to 64-bit and range is equal to the same as double. Now you can ask a question, when to use double, when to use long. So if you look at here, long and double is same. So when to use long, when to use double? Question is, so if you look at the long and double are same in size. Same in size. So when to use long and when to use double? When to use long and when to use double? So if you look at here, if you are dealing with the decimal numbers, if you are dealing with the 23.5 like this, real numbers, the numbers which have dots, then go for double. So when to use double? If you are dealing with any decimal point numbers, allows decimal point numbers. So if you want to deal with the decimal point number, then go for double. If you don't have decimal point number, then don't go for that. Will not allow decimal point numbers. So that means it allows 1, 2, 3, 4 only, like that. But it will allow 1, 2, 3 point something, x. So if you want to deal with the decimal point number, then go for double. If you don't want to deal with the decimal point number, then go for long. That's what the conclusion is. That's what the conclusion is. Okay, then we have a string data type. Okay, you know very well how to use a string, right? So if you want to use a string x is equal to, you can write your name. String x is equal to write your name. Now if you look at here, Channa I have done. That means how much length of the string I stored? 6 characters. Then the point is, if I take a variable of type string, how much length of string maximum I can store? How much length of string maximum I can store? So the point is no limit. No limit on string size. So that means you can store any length of the string in the string variable. That means you can store 100 characters, you can store 200 characters, whatever it may be, you can store. Please remember this conclusion, most of the interviewers are asking this question. So let's say I have a string variable. how much length of data, how much length of characters I can store. No limit. You can store any length. So again, if I say I can store any length, is that meaning is infinite? Definitely no. Depends on heap size. Depends on heap size. There will be, we have something called heap size at all. Okay, so memory is divided into set of groups. In that, one of the things is that heap size. So your strings will be stored in the heap. So let's say if your heap size is 200 GB, then you can store 200 GB up to 200 GB of this string. If your heap size is 20 KB, then you can store here 20 KB characters. If your heap size is 5 KB, then you can store 5 KB of characters here. So therefore, it depends upon the heap size. Therefore, it depends upon the heap size. That's all about the data types. Next, these are the primitive data types. Then we also have, there is something called S objects data types. S objects. So these are the special special data types available in the Salesforce only. These are the special data types available in the Salesforce only. S objects. So if you look at here, accounts. If I want to read all the accounts information, then I should have a data type called account type. Then only I can hold all this data. If I want to read all the cases information, if I want to read all the cases information, then I should have a data type of that case. Then only I can read. So therefore, Salesforce is allowing that kind of data types. Those are called S objects. Therefore, your account is a S object. Your contact is an S object. So we have custom one, right? Channa underscore merchandise underscore double underscore C is a S object. Comma dash dash dash. These are the S objects available in the Salesforce. So therefore, if you look at the conclusion, any object that can be stored in Force.com database is called S object. That means your account, where it is stored in the database, Force.com. Okay, your account where it stores in the Force.com database. So any object that's stored in the Force.com DB is called S object. Next thing is that S objects, S is small letter, S object variables gives rows of data. What does it mean? Let's say if I take a variable of type accounts, what it is going to return? It is going to return rows of data. So if you see here, this is one row, this is another row, this is another row, this is another row. So whenever you take S object, remember that you will be getting rows of data. If I take a variable of type, look at here, if I take a variable of type X can give only one value, single value. But if I take a variable of type S object, then my X can return what? Rows of data. So if you look at here, this can return rows of data. That's what the meaning is. So therefore, example. So let's say account O1, object 1 is equal to new account. Next we also have something called Channa underscore merchandise underscore double underscore C. Object 2, O2 is equal to new Channa underscore merchandise and double underscore C. This is double underscore C. So if you take the O1, it is going to give rows of data. If you take O2, it is going to give rows of data. That's what the meaning is. That's what the meaning is. Now, let's say if I am doing like this, S object x1 is equal to new account. Is this correct? This is correct. See, please see here. I am saying S object. S object is the core object. Under that accounts, objects, all these things are there. So I created a account object and I am keeping in the S object. That's correct. Because S object is the core object, under that we have account, contact, cases, all these things. That's why it is correct. Now let's say if I do reverse. If I do reverse, that means what? Account O1 is equal, or x2 is equal to new S object. Is this correct? It's wrong. It is wrong. What does it mean? I said S object is the core object, under that accounts is there. So under S object we have accounts, so therefore accounts is equal to S object is correct. Sorry. That's why S object is equal to account is correct. But if you look at the reverse, I am storing S object in the account. So it's wrong because the reason is S object is the core one, under that we have account. So therefore account is an assigned to S object cannot be assigned to account. So that's why it is wrong. That's why it is wrong. Okay, or you can also say, let me put it this way. Let me write it this way also. So instead of this one, you can also write like this. S object x is equal to new account. S object x is equal to new account. That is correct. This is correct. Now let's say I am writing account x1 is equal to account of x. Next I am writing account x2 is equal to account of or contact of. Let me put the contact. Contact x2 is equal to new contact of x. Now tell me which of these are correct. Is this correct? And is this correct? Please tell me. So this is correct because the account we are keeping in the S object. That's correct. Now is this correct? So this is correct because the reason is, so what is x? X is nothing but account. Account I am storing in the account object, that's why that is correct. Now see here, what is the x? X is account object. And I am trying to convert into contact. So if you look at the here, account is having different format. Look at this. Account is having different format. Account name, phone number, all these things. Do we have the same in the contact? If same, they will be written. But it's not same. If you look at here, all contacts. Search. See this. Here phone number is not there, contact number, so many things are different. That's why this is wrong. So that means what? You cannot convert account type into contact. You cannot convert account type into contact. That's why this is wrong. That's why that is wrong. So these are the S objects. So we will be using these S objects in coming days. But this is the beginning. Please start understanding. Then I already told you we have collections, collection data types. We have three types of collections: list is nothing but array. Then we have set and we have map. Three types of collections are there. Three types of collections are there. So then for when to use list, when to use map, when to use set. That is what important. Let's see now. Okay, So therefore, if you have a collection of values, see here, please. Let's say I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So if I take a variable of type integer, it holds only one value at any point of time. If I take a variable of type integer, it holds only one value at any point of time. So if I take a variable of type list x, then it can hold what? It can hold n number of values. It can hold n number of values. It can hold n number of values. So therefore, okay. So now, if you take when to use the list. If you want to store collection of values, then you will go for the list. Fine. Okay. So I said, please try to understand one more point. If I take a variable of type integer, it holds only one value. If I take a variable of type list, that means if I take a collection, then I can store n number of values. N means what again? It depends upon the heap size. N means what again? It depends upon the heap size. So therefore, we can store any number of values in collection type, but limit is depends on heap size. Please remember this. Most of them are asking this question. We can store any number of values in the collection type, but limit is depends upon the heap size. If your heap size is 2k, then you can store 2k values here. If your limit is 2 bytes, or if your heap size is 2 bytes, then only one value. Like that. So therefore, when to use list? List is ordered collection of primitives, comma, S objects, comma, user defined objects, comma, apex objects, comma, or collections. This is what the meaning. So if you see here, so ordered collection of primitives, S objects, user defined objects, or collection objects, or collection. What does it mean? List is the ordered primitives. That means it follows the order. So even though I am giving values like this, 20, 10, 15, 45, and 28. Let's say I am giving input like this. Then inside the list, how it will be? It will be ordered list. That means what? 10. Next value is what? 15. Next value is 20. Next value is 28. And next value is 45. So that's why I am saying list is the ordered. So if you look at here, list is the ordered collection. So it follows the order. Even though you are giving unordered, internally it is following the ordered collection. It will be ordered. Okay. So therefore, and it allows primitives. So these are called primitives. It allows S objects. That means you can also have S objects here. You can also have user-defined objects or apex objects or collections. So therefore, the conclusion, when to use list? If you want to store primitives or S objects or user-defined objects in ordered list, in ordered fashion, in ordered manner, then we go for the list. That's it. Now when to go for map? When to go for set? Let's see. So syntax is list, then some string is equal to new list of some string you can specify. String array, because it's a collection. Like that syntax is. Like that syntax is. Now let's see set. Then we'll discuss map. Okay, so please see this. Then to go for the list. Just now I have given the conclusion. If you want to store primitives, X objects, user-defined objects, Apex objects in ordered fashion, then you will go for the list. If you don't want ordered fashion, however you are inputting the same way you want to store, this is how you are inputting, the same way you want to store, then you go for the set. So therefore, set is the unordered list or unordered collection. That means what? However you are giving the order, the same order, will be available internally. If you look at the list case, whatever order you give, it places in the sorted order. Okay, so that's the difference between set and list. So therefore, unordered, see I am putting lot of efforts, I don't know whether you are able to get or not. I am typing, I am giving all the things, but that means that okay, you should not forget at any point of time. Whatever I teach here, you don't need to put extra efforts to study again. That's what the conclusion is. The conclusion is whatever I teach here, you don't need to put extra efforts again. If you are putting extra efforts to learn, then it's difficult. Okay, so unordered. So this question, most of them are asking when to use list, when to use set. So if you want to, whatever you are entering, the same order you want, then you go for the set. But you want sorted order, then you go for the list. So unordered collection of primitives or S objects. So that means what? Unordered list of primitives and S objects. And one more thing is that it will not allow duplicate values. It will not allow duplicate elements. One more thing is that it will not allow duplicate elements. What does it mean? Let's say you are giving one more time, this is fine. You are giving one more time 15, then it is wrong. Duplicate elements are not allowed. But here duplicate elements are allowed. If you give one more time 15, no issues, it is allowed. So therefore, what is the difference between list and set? List is the ordered collection and it allows duplicates. Set is the unordered collection, it will not allow duplicates. So what is the syntax of set? Set string. Variable name. X is equal to new set of string. Then you can say some array. Why I am putting array? Because it's a collection of values. Okay, that's fine. Now when to use map? If you look at here, set or list. Take the set or list. It is allowing collection of values. But I want to hold key value pairs. That means let's say I have values like this. Channa is equal to 101. Okay. So Shiva is equal to, or let's say I have something like this. Channa salary is equal to 100. Okay. Shiva salary is equal to 200. Okay. Supreet salary is equal to $150 per hour. Like that I have. So if you look at here, it's a key value pairs. Left side is key and right side is value. Left side is key, right side is value. So if you want to hold key value pairs, then you will go for map. If you want to hold key value pairs, then you will go for map. So therefore, so when to go for the map? Map is the collection of key value pairs. Key value pairs, please start. Key value pairs, please start. Where each key maps to single value. That means what? A key is unique. Values may be duplicate. So key should not be duplicate. Key should not be duplicate. That's what the meaning here. Values can be duplicate. So that means what? If you look at here, map is going to allow key value pair, that's fine. Key should be always unique. Values can be duplicate. Let's say Chenna's salary is 100, so Shiva's salary is also 100. That is possible. But key should be unique. That's what the meaning. So therefore it allows, map is going to allow key value pairs where key is unique always. Okay, again it is going to allow all these things. Keys can be primitives. Primitive data types. But values can be primitive or S objects. I told you already what is a primitive, what is a S object, or collection or apex object or that. That's about the map. So we discussed about the collection data types. Then we have enum data types. Enums. We have enum data types. What is the enum? You might be used by this time. A type list of values. A type list of values. Enum is nothing but a type list of values. What does that mean? So let's say I am saying like this: public enum. If you want to define your own values, then you will go for this public type enum or public enum week. Then I am specifying Monday, comma, Saturday, comma, Tuesday. So if you look at here, this is also holding, here week is a variable. This variable is of type enum. So therefore, this also holds collection of values. This also holds collection of values. This also holds collection of values. So and it defines the starting value for Monday it is going to assign 0, for Saturday it is going to assign 1, for Tuesday it is going to assign 2. Okay. So therefore, if you want to define collection of your own values with your own collection of your own constants, I can say. If you want to define your collection of constants, if you want to define your own collection of constants, then you go for the enum. Then you will go for the enum. Please remember this. Unlike Java, enum type has no constructor syntax. So what does that mean? So in Java also we have enum. In Java also we have enum, But in Java, there is a constructor called there is a constructor. But in Apex, we don't have any constructor. One second, please. Okay, so that's and we also have, if you look at here, we are defining the constants, right? So Apex is going to provide some of the constants. Let's see what are the Apex constants. Question is, Apex provides or note. Apex provides below system defined enums. Please see this because some of the interviewers are asking what are the Apex defined enums. What are the Apex defined enums? Some of the guys are asking that question. So be enums. So there is something called system dot status code. This is one enum. System dot XML tag. This is another one. System dot login level. System dot application read write mode. System dot SOAP type. System dot display type. System dot not system. Apex pages dot severity. Next, DOM dot XML node type. These are the different constants of what Apex provides. These are the different constants what Apex provides. Okay, so this is about the enums. So till now we discussed about the primitive data types, subjects, collections, enums, and so on. So these are the different types available. Apex also allows nulls, null data type. Apex allows null data type. Apex allows null data type. Null is the data type allowed by the Apex for the null constants. Used for the null constants, which can be assigned to any variable. So null data type is allowed. Nulls are used to null data type is allowed. That means instead of So let's say integer x, double x. The same way you can say null x. Null is allowed. Then what else we have? These are the different objects we have, or these are the different data types we have, so on so. But these are the major one. These are the major one. Next. Next is expressions, operators. So what are the operators available in Apex? Apex operators. Apex operators. What are the different operators? I no need to explain. I just give the list. So there is an operator called assignment operator. Then there is a plus. There will be minus. There will be star. There will be slash. There is plus is equal to, minus is equal to, okay, slash is equal to. Then there is something called AND operator. Double less than equal to, double equal to, then there is triple equal to, then there is greater than, then there will be less than, then less than or equal to, then greater than or equal to, then increment operators, decrement operators, then OR operator, then cap operator, it's nothing but an exclusive OR. Then what else? Like there's so many operators are there. So do you want me to spend time to explain this plus operator, minus operator, less than, greater than, double equal to, all these things? If no, we can switch to the next one. Supreet, Jiva, Varsha. Do you want me to explain about these operators? If no, then we can switch to next concept.
No need, Anna, you can speak.
Varsha. Varsha, do you want me to explain? Okay, so let me not spend time on this, because if I want me to explain again it will take 2 days for me, because there are so many steps inside this. You may see plus plus simply, but there are a lot of logics inside the plus plus. You may see less than is what, to compare two numbers, but there are lot of steps inside that. But maybe you can learn all those things from the C language. It's not the greatness of Apex. So that logic you can learn from the C language. Maybe if you want, we can start the C language. Okay, fine. Next, how to write the comments?
And I'm only triple equal to what is that for?
You want to understand triple equal to?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So we'll see one example in the Apex. Maybe you can remind me tomorrow so that I can show you.
Okay.
Triple equal and triple equal. So how to write the comments? So there are two types of comments: single line comment. Single line comment will be like this. There will be multi-line comment. Multi-line comment. Single line comment, then there will be multi-line comment. This is how you can write the comment. Single line comment is used to comment the single line. Multi-line comment is used to comment the multi-line. So, but interviewer is asking one question here. What is the question? What is the difference between single line comment and multi-line comment? Don't say again single line comment is used to comment one line, multi-line comment is used to comment multi-line. That's already there in the question itself. That's already there in the question itself. If interviewer is asking what is the difference between single line comment and multi-line comment, don't say that single line comments one line, multi-line comments multi-line. In the question itself that is there. So what are we trying to explain then? So take one example. Anyone can explain what is the difference between single line comment and multi-line comment? Subject Shiva Varsha. This we are using from quite amount of time, but we should understand one difference. Okay, let's see. I don't want to spend much time. Let's say I am writing a loop for x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 10, x less than or equal to 100, x plus plus, and I am writing something. So this loop will be executed how many times? Or x is equal to 11, x less than or equal to 100. So these statements, let's say these are the statements. Statement 1, statement 2 and all, statement 3 and all. These are the statements. So statement 1, 2, 3 will be executed how many times? 90 times. So statement 1, statement 2, statement 3 will be executed 90 times. I want to write some hint here. So that it will be understandable for others. See, I am just writing some logic, or I just written some loop. What this loop will do? This loop executes these statements 90 times. That is what the hint I want to write here. Is it going to be allowed? It gives error. If I write using multi-line comment, it will allow. That means what? Here you can have this kind of thing. This is wrong. This is correct. That means what? This entire thing is called what? Statement. Inside the statement, multi-line comment is allowed. Inside the statement, single line comment is not allowed. That's what the conclusion is. See, it's common in all the programming languages. So this is one time learn for all the programming languages. I just want to repeat the conclusion again. If you see here, from here to here, this entire thing is a statement. Inside the statement, if you write single line comment, it's not allowed. It's wrong. Inside the statement, multi-line comment is allowed. So that's the difference between single line comment and multi-line comment. So if anyone is asking what is the difference between single line comment and multi-line comment, yes, single line comment is used to commenting single line. Multi-line comment is used to comment on multi-line. Even multi-line will be used to comment single line also. So if you look at here, there is a single line, but still you can use multi-line comment. So and the name itself is saying single line comment and multi-line comment. So again, if you say the same thing, it's not going to be valid. So you can tell whatever I discussed just now. So next thing is that conclusion, note. I would like to give one note. What is the case sensitive? C language is case sensitive or case insensitive? C language is case sensitive or case insensitive? Okay, so Apex is case insensitive. Apex is case insensitive. What does it mean? Let's say I have taken integer x. Now, can I take integer capital X again? Is it possible?
No.
Yes, it's not possible. So, therefore, Apex is case insensitive. That means small letters, capital letters are the same. Okay, so this is wrong. So therefore, Apex is case insensitive. This is just a conclusion. So next thing is that constants we already discussed, right? Constants nothing. So if you see here 40, if you take it as a constant. So Channa, if you take it as a constant, I don't need to spend much time on this. Let's say integer x is equal to 40. So 40 is the constant here. String x is equal to Channa. Channa is the constant here. So these are the different constants available. Okay. Next thing is that rule conversion. Explain rule conversion. So this is one important thing. Let's spend some time on this. So that means what? We have different data types, right? Like what are the different data types? We have integer. We have integer is how many bytes? 4 bytes. Then we have something called long. Long is what? 8 bytes. Then we have something called decimal. Sorry, double. It's again 8 bytes. Then we have something called decimal and decimal. There is one more data type called decimal. So now you can convert one data type into another data type. You can convert one data type into other data type. So what is that? So that means what? Let's say, look at this here. Integer x and long y I am taking. Can I write x is equal to y? Is this correct? Can I write x is equal to y? Is this correct? Can I write y is equal to x? Which is the correct, which is the wrong? So if you see here, x is equal to y. X means what? Integer. Y means what? Long. 4 bytes, 8 bytes. So that means 8 bytes of data you are keeping in 4 bytes. That's why it is wrong. Now coming to here, x is what? Integer. Y is what? Long. So 4 bytes of data you are keeping in 8 bytes. That's why this is correct. So therefore, what are the different conversions possible? This conversion is possible. This conversion is not possible. That means integer you can convert into long. Long you cannot convert into integer. That's what the conclusion is. Long you cannot convert into integer. That's what the conclusion is. So let me put that conclusions here. We have integer, then long, then we have double, then we have decimal. These are the different data types available. Integer you can convert into long. Integer you can convert into long. Next, long you can convert into double. Thank you. I'll show you after some time. I'll show you after some time. Double I can convert into decimal. This is possible. But reverse is not possible. That means I cannot keep double decimal in the long. I cannot keep double in the long. I cannot keep long in the integer. That reverse is not possible. Okay. So can I keep integer in decimal? Can I keep integer in decimal? Or can I have long in decimal? Can I have long in decimal? Yes, that's possible. Can I have integer in decimal? Yes, those are all possible. But reverse is not possible. But reverse is not possible. That's about the conversions. That's about the conversions. So therefore, in the programming, whenever you say something, a double x will be there. and integer y will be there. X is equal to y, is this correct? Y is equal to x. Which is the correct, which is the wrong? So x is equal to y. X means double. Double to y. Y is what? Integer. Integer you are keeping in double. Yes, that's correct. Now if you look at here x. X is what? Double. Double you are keeping in integer. So reverse. Reverse is not possible. That's why you will be getting errors here. This is wrong. That's why you will be getting errors here. That's why it is wrong. So therefore conclusion is what? Lower data types can always be assigned to higher data types without explicit conversion. What does it mean? Lower data types can be converted to higher data types without any explicit conversion. What does it mean? Lower data types, let's take the integer. X is x. And higher data type is what? Double y. So can I say y is equal to x? Yes, that's correct. Can I say y is equal to x? Yes, that's correct. So this is correct. What are we trying to do here? Lower data type. I am assigning to higher data type. So lower data type can always assign to higher data type without any explicit conversion. So I am not doing any conversion. But if I am doing a reverse, x is equal to y, then it is wrong. Then this is wrong. Because of the reason is what? I am trying to put higher data type, y is what? Double, and integer x. So I am trying to put higher data type in lower data type. That's why this is wrong. So now the question is how to make above statement works. How to make above statement works? If you want to make above statement works, then do explicit typecasting. Do explicit typecasting. Example, x is equal to y you are writing, right? So instead of y, you can use the typecasting here. integer, integer y. Then this is correct. So this is called explicit typecasting. That means I am doing the typecasting. Y is what? Double. Before assigning to x, I am converting into integer, then the result is going to be integer. That's why this is correct. So therefore this is called explicit typecasting. This is called explicit typecasting. This is called explicit typecasting. Any questions now? So here lower data type I am keeping in the higher data type. That's why, sorry, here lower data type I am keeping in the higher data type. That's why that is correct. Now higher data type I am keeping the lower data type. That's why that is wrong. If you want to make this works, then you need to do explicit typecasting. How do I do explicit typecasting? Y. Y is the double. And you are trying to keep in the integer. So that's why first, before assigning the value, you convert y into integer. Then assign. Then it is correct. That is called explicit typecasting. So now next thing is that control statements. Next thing is that explain control statements. What are the control statements we have? We have if or if else, then we have loops. What are the loops? For loop, then while loop, and do while loop. Now, for loop again, for loop, okay, fine. Okay, so for loop anyway we'll discuss it. I said for each is there. For each is there. Anyway we'll discuss that one again. For loop we have three flavors. Simple for loop with so let me put it here. Three flavors. First one is simple for loop. Second one is for loop with list or set. List or set iterator. Third one is list or set iterator. Iterator. Okay, so that's correct only. The third flavor is for loop with SOQL. These are the three flavors. So for loop you can use like C language, Java, all these things. That's called simple for loop. Then for loop with list or set iterators. We need to see that one. Then for loop with SOQL. That also we need to understand. Now the question to Supreet, Shiva, everyone. Do you want me to explain if, else? And do you want me to explain while, do while, for loop, all these things? If no, we can switch to next concept. Yes, I need to spend the time. Again, if you want me to spend the time, if itself will take minimum 3-4 days for me. That's what I said. If means minimum I need to tell what? Big number program. I already told you, big number program I can write in 16 ways. Big number program I can write in 16 ways. But do we really need to discuss here? I don't think so, yes. Because that's not, I mean, we are not here to learn if. We are here to learn more into Apex. See, if also required in the Apex, for loop is also required in the Apex, while loop is also required in the Apex, do while also required. But do we need to spend the time to learn from the beginning? Now we need to decide. Or if you ask me to just explain with one example, then I can go with that way. One example with if, one example with for loop, one example with while loop, one example with do while, one example with the for loop with the list iterator, one example. Anyway, these are all required. These are all required. I have to go through. But rest of the things, do you want me to go through with one example or not required? Supreet, Varsha, please answer me.
Not required.
One example is also not required, right?
Sorry, Anna?
One example is also not required, right?
Not required. I am good with that.
Varsha? Yes. Okay, that's fine. Yes for what? Supreet's statement or my statement? Supreet is saying no, not required. Okay. Okay, not required means we are good. So then we'll start the Apex program tomorrow. How to write a simple Apex program, how to do all these things. So wherever it is unique, I will cover. So with if also, if something is unique, then I will cover. If for loop, if something is unique, then I will cover. If do while, if something is unique, I will cover. So the unique stuffs I will cover. So let's see the programming tomorrow. Thank you. Thanks for the late time. Bye.